a preview of the new 12.52 jailbreak. That is due to be released very soon. It seems like pretty much everybody has it at this point. But it's still not technically officially released yet, but yeah. So I thought I would go ahead and show you guys it here in this video. So you can see I have updated this particular PS4 to firmware 12.52. So we are on the highest jailbreakable firmware with this new jailbreak. And I've got the exploit burned to a Blu-ray disc. So all I gotta do is launch the application here. And this Labsberg project, which again seems to be the Blueplay menu, because it has some of the Blueplay games implemented in this, along with the exploit as well as the old exploit. So you can see there we can play Doom or a Bluebird. And then also, of course, we have Golden Lapse Edition, which uses the previous jailbreak, which would only work up to 1 to DOT02. But then we also have Golden Poop, which is the Poopsplode exploit, which of course works up to firmware 12.52. So of course, it's not perfectly stable. I have noticed some. I have tried, I have one failure and one success so far when loading this. So I still don't really have a good idea of what the success rate is at the moment. But we're gonna go ahead and try here. So we basically press right on the D-pad here to initiate it. There we go, current firmware is 12.52. I think this is a fail because it normally, when it works, runs very quickly. Yes, so there you go. That was a fail there, reinsert the disk. So it says error, reinsert disk, select mode you want to play. Maybe that was just the userland portion that failed. In which case, you can just relaunch the application to retry. But if it's the kernel portion that fails, that normally requires a reboot. Okay, so we'll run it again right on the D-pad. Leak read write failed, okay. So this time we got a fatal error. Okay, so that makes more sense. So the first time it failed, where it just said reinsert the disk, must have just been the userland portion of the exploit that failed. So that's not a critical issue. You can just restart the application and try again. But in this case, it looks like it's the actual kernel exploit which is why it requires a reboot. So reboot PS4, so I'll just go ahead and restart. Okay, so I've gone ahead and rebooted the console, loading up the disk again. So let's try again here. Press right on the D-pad. Oh, that was a success. Kind of surprised that that was a success because it took a really long time. Other times when I've tried this, it has worked pretty much instantly. But you can see here that was a success. Golden has been loaded. And we are up and running with Golden on 12.52. Take a look at that there. So it's system information hen 12.52. And we are running Golden to point for B18.7 test. So again, just a test version here. And you can see there it has a timeout of what was that 30 minutes? I think so, yeah. Again, this is just to test the exploit. To see that it is working here on 12.52. So generally, I'll show a few other tests here of me running it when it has worked. Instantly as soon as I've pressed right on the D-pad. It just immediately runs to completion. That's what I've seen normally. Although I have seen quite a few failures as well as I've been testing, not just the userland, this failing has actually happened less often, where it just tells you to eject the disk and put it back in. The kernel exploit fails more often. At least in these limited tests that I've been doing. And in those cases, you do have to restart the console and try again. It has happened quite a few times here. I wouldn't recommend updating from 12.0 to 12.50 to just to be on the highest jailbreakable firmware. If you have access to the Labs kernel exploit from the Blu-ray disc, up to 12.02, you should stick with that, and rather than wanting to switch over to this version, because that exploit is more stable. Although this is only based on this particular test version, and I know that the developers are trying to actually make this more stable and doing what they can to improve it. So with the official release, it might be more stable. They might already be newer test builds that are more stable than this particular version that I'm running. So take all of that with a grain of salt. But as you can see, we do in fact have Golden successfully up and running here on 12.52 using this Blu-ray exploit. So we're just waiting for a full release to come out, and then I'll be able to make a full guide showing you how to set this up from start to finish. But I just want to make this quick preview to show you the exploit in action. So that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it or found the information useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and once again,